Greetings and welcome to my presentation about how to use teepees in a glamping setting and as a glamping unit. My name is Nicole Löffler and my husband Jeb and we're the owners of Nomadics Teepee Makers. Jeb actually founded Nomadics in 1970, and for over 50 years now we have been making beautiful hand-painted Native American teepees, including for the movie Dances with Wolves. I met Jeb in 2001. I'm actually a teepee customer myself. I talked to him so many times on the phone that I finally decided I wanted to meet him. And so I did, and 20 years later, I'm still here. And I learned a lot about teepees. So what I would like to do today in my presentation is share with you what I learned, but mainly show you what we have done the last 6 years as we have introduced a new campground model, a model for the glamping industry. Welcome to our 24-foot campground model teepee that we have decorated for glamping purposes. By now we have sold over 30,000 teepees to people who are seeking the connection with nature, and to those like you who want to offer this experience to the customers. So let me start my presentation and I'll see you at the end. Although we have outfitted campgrounds with teepees for several decades now, the concept of comfortable, glamorous camping is fairly new. In this presentation, I would like to show you how our campground model teepees can be used as glamping units, and I would like to offer you my insights into very specific questions that we hear often from campground owners. These questions are about ADRs and ROIs, maintenance, bathrooms, ground preparation, heating and cooling, rain and snow, and cultural appropriation. I will address all of them in this presentation. Our first glamping customer was Scott Corey from Ventura Ranch KOA in California in 2010. Scott started with 3 teepees, then quickly expanded to 7, and now has 12 teepees that are generally fully booked in his main season. You can find an interview with him about his experience on our website, teepee.com/glamping. It was Scott Corey who urged me to make improvements to our traditional model teepee, and with his input, I engineered our campground model so glamping customers can have a cozy, comfortable, and unforgettable night in a teepee. Scott suggested that I create a better door solution with a zipper that can be locked. He also asked for a bigger, more convenient door entrance, better protection against mosquitoes and little critters coming into the teepee, and a solution to keep the teepees perfectly dry inside. A solution for an interior toilet was also high on the list. We are presenting all these exclusive features in a short 6-minute video, which you can find on our website or on YouTube by searching Nomadics Campground Teepee Model. By the way, if you're wondering about the different spelling of the word teepee, we use the traditional native spelling T-I-P-I, but the Webster Dictionary spelling is T-E-E-P-E-E, just as a side note. We have also put together a glamping consultant brochure that is available to our customers. It shows you many examples of glamping sites using our teepees as accommodation. Just ask us for it when you call and we will be happy to send you a digital version. While wagons, yurts, or bubble tents all have their appeal, it is the Native American teepee that is original to this country, that is culturally relevant, and that can stimulate a reverence and deep connection to nature, unlike any of these other structures. Sleeping in this conical shape, with its poles rising up to the sky, and the smoke hole opening to the moon and the stars, is an adventure that your guests might never forget, especially the kids. The teepee is also the only structure among all these choices that is hand-painted and therefore truly handmade. The translucent quality of the fabric will let your teepees glow at night and will show the outside artwork from inside during the day, adding to the beauty and mystique of this living artifact. Chris, our head of the artwork department, has custom designed and painted many of the teepee villages for campgrounds. And before we dive into the nitty-gritty of 8 questions that I would like to discuss, here's a 1-minute video to relax and to marvel at the talent we have on staff, ready for you to create your dream vision. We painted this native shield on a 9-foot liner for Glen Orr from the Orr family farm in Oklahoma, and we cannot wait to see how it looks when it is up. But let's jump right into our frequently asked questions as promised. Number 1. How to determine if a teepee is the right structure for you? I put together a list of 6 advantages and 6 concerns for teepees just to give you an overview. Your budget and your vision of the overall level of luxury will be one determining factor for the structures you are choosing. If you are on a budget, structures that do not come with integrated furniture will offer more flexibility to furnish and finish the interior of them according to your own ideas. The basic teepee structure itself can be as inexpensive as $3,500. I have customers who got their furniture from consignment stores or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, and I used this option myself with our 24-foot campground model here at our office. It took me about 3 weeks to find everything and a little bit of driving around, but I spent only about $650 to completely furnish it. If you rather go with a turnkey solution, we can offer this to you as well. We work together with a furniture company in Minnesota who can make you 3D layouts according to your ideas and ship everything to you. This option, beautiful log furniture shipped to your location, can cost you around $6,000 per teepee. If your vision is to offer a place that is eclectic and unconventional and caters to the more adventurous glamper, then a custom furnished teepee or a wagon from Conestoga Wagon Company is ideal to attract them. A teepee has tremendous marketing appeal, and a highly visible teepee shell at the entrance of your campground will spark the interest of tourists driving by, or it will stir the curiosity of the locals to check it out one day. In your marketing, you can point out that these are the teepees from the company that made all the teepees for Dances with Wolves, and staying in such an iconic structure is a very unique experience. Another advantage is that teepees are a huge magnet for kids, as kids seem to prefer a stay in a teepee above any other structures. Here's what Scott told us during our interview.
We had a teepee village in 2010, and what really led to us to add teepee villages, I talked to quite a few children and showed pictures of yurts, showed pictures of teepees, and said, where would you want us to go camping and stay overnight? 100% of the time, it was teepees. Some of their teepees that they built were built for last summer, like with Tom Cruise, Kevin Costner with Dancing with the Wolves. Well, when you give this out to the local newspapers, the radio stations, the TV news stations, that adds credibility of come stay in a teepee like you've never seen before. And to me, that alone, when I talk to media, I always mention those two things, and it's like a big wow.
Scott is now experimenting with offering a teepee combo, a 22-foot for the parents and a 12-foot teepee for the kids as their own little private space. It is all mounted on one concrete slab and rented as a single unit. If your vision and budget calls for pure luxury and sophistication, then a safari tent, cabins, and eco-structures are better choices for you for accommodation, and a teepee might be used as a communal gathering space where you can make an open fire in it and offer a cozy place for your guests to read and relax, or you take the chairs out and offer morning yoga sessions. The main draw of teepees is that it can offer a place to connect with nature, to sleep outside in the fresh air under the night sky. Here's how Trevor from Dreamcatcher Teepee Hotel sees it.
I think the most amazing thing about Dreamcatcher is the ability to sleep outside in the open air, the fresh air. People come from all over the world to experience the stars and the smells of the trees and the sounds of the water, the Yellowstone just 100 yards away, the birds chirping in the morning. All that is indispensable.
Being a young mother with kids, you can show them how you can spend nice time close to nature and how you can not spend usual night in the hotel, but have a glamping, unique experience in teepee.
And we began with 10 teepees, now we're expanding to 14. And we love the size being sort of boutique-y.
Looking at the usual concerns for teepees, what sticks out is the fact that you have to assemble them. It is not a prefabricated structure you roll in on wheels. It comes in parts and you have to prep the poles and set up the teepee. The poles will come peeled only, so ideally you sand them down and oil them. Setting up the teepee or replacing the outer cover can be done with 3 people, but putting on the rain cap can be a challenge if you do not have a cherry picker or basket crane. A teepee does not come with an integrated floor, so you have to decide what you want to do there, and I will address the various options for this in my third question. In general, teepees need tender love and care. A person who looks after them, looks out for rips in the canvas and checks on the stakes after a windstorm. Teepees are not the best structures for extremely hot areas or for areas of excessively high humidity, as the high ceiling makes it difficult to keep the air cool with air conditioning. The same pertains to cold weather, although we have tips and tricks which I will share with you when discussing the fourth question. Last, the door solution, no matter how large it is, might be an obstacle for some people, and there is the danger of tripping when stepping in and out of the teepee. You can take out the lower pins to open the door hole, or you order our ADA teepee with a straight door. So much for some pros and cons. Let's move on to see how you can make a profit with the teepees. What are the average daily rates and the return on investment for teepees? There is a difference between a glamping resort and a campground or RV park who adds glamping to their overall offer. We sell teepees to both, and the amount they charge vary quite significantly. Just in this little sample of some of our customers, you will see that the ADR ranges from $125 to $320 a night. In general, campgrounds charge around $125 to $180 a night. Glamping resorts who offer unique teepee glamping accommodation, who invest in the campground model, furnish their teepees with stylish furniture, double bed or king bed with linen and towels, and who provide exclusive bathroom access, charge around $250 to $300 a night. A search on glampinghub.com again shows a wide variety of daily rates for our teepees, from $95 to $408 if you take out Mustang Monument, advertised here at $1,582 per night. So without Mustang Monument, the ADR of this little sample right here is $229. You will have to decide what you can charge as a daily rate depending on the clientele you can attract, the location you are in, and the amenities you're offering. So let's look at the return on investment, and I will show you how teepees can be profitable within a year. Your long-term investment is in the ground preparation, the furniture, and the bedding. Let's say this is $11,000. A large, fully painted teepee with all the bells and whistles delivered to you will cost you around $7,000. It can be less, of course, but just let's calculate with high-end prices. This is $18,000 per luxury glamping-style teepee. And here are the ways to get back $18,000 within a year. If you feel you can only charge $150 a night, you will need to rent it out 120 nights a year to make back $18,000. This chart shows you a sample return on investment calculation for those who have the budget to invest $18,000 into one site. There are many ways to cut costs, though. As mentioned, you can get furniture second-hand, you do not need to put the teepee on a deck, and you also do not need to have your teepees painted, as you have seen with Dreamcatcher Teepee Hotel. Here's a quote from Jim Trent from Mystic Quarry in Texas, who has 4 of our 22-foot teepees. And as you can see, he also plans on making back his whole investment within 1 year. And here's another testimony from Capitol Reef Resort, who charges $300 a night, average daily rate. They are located at the entrance of the Capitol Reef National Park in Utah, and I visited them this November.
So I'm Dwayne. I'm with Capitol Reef Resort. I'm the general manager here. We have 9 of the Nomadics teepees set up. They're one of the most popular venues here at our resort. Out of 150 to 60 days, they are booked out 99% all the time. We have them open from, they open up in April, and then we close them down right at the end of September. And if there was one thing I could ask for, it would be to have 9 more.
Next question. What is the best ground preparation? The choice of the ground preparation depends largely on your budget and on your climate. The least expensive way to prep the ground is to just level it. If the ground is not level, you will need to adjust it so it becomes level. Otherwise, your setup will not work properly. The next 3 slides are from Bison Peak Glamping in Colorado. They set up 23 of our teepees in the valley and leveled every individual site. Once the ground was prepped, they used the floor cover we offer, which is a 16 mil round plastic top. They then used mats as floor solution, then covered the mats with cow hides and rugs. In moist climates, you could use stone tiles instead or pavers as your ground preparation. To keep your teepee interior as clean as possible, we recommend getting your teepee off the ground. A beautiful deck is very attractive, but it's also very expensive. Scott Corey has experimented with many different solutions and has decided that the concrete slab is the best, especially when it extends out to the outdoor sitting area and the grill or the fireplace. You can even get creative with the shape, as you can see here what Manchester KOA in Pennsylvania did. A 4-inch concrete slab will cost you around $5,000. Building a cedar wooden deck will probably cost you double as much. But then using pine for the deck is less expensive. So detailed information on how to build a deck is available on our brochure, our setup instructions, and on the website teepee.com. If you want to go through the winter and need to insulate your teepee, a warm floor is half the ticket. Some crafty customers have installed a floor with radiant heat, but this might be a little too much of an investment for you. If you're using a deck, we recommend you add 4-inch of styrofoam insulation below the deck planks, or you cover your wooden deck with thick carpet padding and carpet and rugs to prevent the cold air coming through the wooden planks of your deck. How to heat or cool a teepee and how to prevent rain from coming in. Teepees originated as a nomadic structure for the native culture in the Great Plains. Even in the bitter cold of winter, a constant open fire in the middle of the teepee kept its residents warm and cozy. In the modern hospitality world, with its demands for comfort and convenience, teepee accommodation can still be offered through the winter, but a few adjustments need to be made. A teepee has a lot of extra space above your head, which is wonderful to look at and which gives a unique sense of openness, but it is also extra space to heat. Glamping teepees tend to be larger than standard teepees, which even increases the space that needs to be heated. So if you are set on teepees, there are a few accessories that we offer and a few tricks you can apply. I mentioned before that an insulated floor and carpet will be very important. This will keep the ground area warm. Now pay attention to the next 3 slides, which show our own 24-foot glamping teepee as we are getting it ready for the winter. For the summer, we had installed a 6-foot liner. You can see that the liner does not extend above the headboard of the bed. To increase the insulation in the winter, you want to have a 9-foot liner instead. It changes the feel from spacious to cozy. In addition to the liner, you can install an ozone, an interior ceiling, which covers the back of the teepee and traps the heat under the area where the bed is. It is installed above a 9-foot liner. It also serves as additional protection of the bedding area in case raindrops are coming in. To keep the visual and feel of the unique shape of the teepee, you can make your own see-through ceiling out of clear plastic and attach it to the poles at around 9 to 10 foot height. Uline, and you can find this at uline.com, has 4mm clear poly sheeting that can be used for it. You can put metal grommets around the circle and install corresponding hooks to the poles, so it is somewhat easy to put this additional ceiling up or take it down. As a heat source, a double-barrel stove with a pipe going through the pinning is a great option, but using stoves or chimeneas for heating requires stacking the teepee with wood, and you will need to think about whether or not you would want your guests to be responsible to keep the fire going. Used properly, indoor propane heaters are a very safe option. Big Buddy from Mr. Heater, which is the company, Mr. Heater, is a good indoor propane heater, but it might need 2 units for the larger teepees. If you have electricity, a heated blanket will work wonders, and if you're off the grid, then a warm water bottle placed inside the bed in the evening will go a long way towards 5-star reviews. Let's talk about cooling a teepee. To cool a teepee, you can install a split unit or 2, so you basically bring air conditioning into your space. To keep the cool air down and flowing, you can also install a ceiling fan on a crossbeam. To cool a teepee the natural way, dig 3 to 4 foot into the ground, secure it with a stem wall, and put your cover over it at ground level. This way, you are stepping down into your teepee, which gives you more space and takes advantage of the cooling effect of the earth. Can rain come inside a teepee? Sure it can, because a teepee has an opening at the top where the poles stick out and where the smoke flap is. You could use an exterior rain cap, which we offer. But be aware that your poles will need to be shortened to accommodate it, and it is not the easiest to put the rain cap up on top of your poles. If you do not like the look, or if you only have moderate rainfall, we also offer interior rain catchers, which are about 80% effective. Some raindrops might still run down the poles, and you can install the mentioned clear plastic sheeting to catch the occasional drip. If you have a teepee with a traditional door flap, one idea is to make a gravel area inside the door opening, which will catch the rain and also any dirt that may be brought in when stepping into the teepee. What to do about bathrooms? When we started to offer floor plans to include a toilet and a sink or even a shower in a teepee, I was told that this is a game changer. We do not offer a bathroom set, but we do offer floor plans and construction plans to add your own little toilet inside your teepee with the plumbing running through the deck and into a holding tank or the septic system. You can also section off an area on the side of the teepee with a curtain or a separation wall and have a sink with a water holding tank next to it. Just search for portable sink for camping, and you'll find options for around $200, and the gray water can be used for the composting toilet. Another fun idea is to have your own bathroom teepee. The fact is, it can be done. Just ask us for the details and we will be happy to help you. If there is no need to have a bathroom inside the teepee, we highly recommend that you check out the turnkey shower houses from Conestoga Wagon Company. We cooperate a lot with Jason, as some customers order our teepees, his wagons, and his shower houses together. Next, how to install a teepee village and what to do with it in the winter. Delivery time for a teepee village depends on the time you order and your decision if you would like your teepees covers unpainted, such in this slide, or painted with beautiful artwork. In general, we need 1 to 2 months from order to delivery, although often we have teepees in stock and can deliver a few units much quicker. For larger orders with 5 to 10 painted teepees, delivery time extends to 3 months. And be aware that about 70% of all customers would like the structures to be installed and ready to go by May 1st or by Memorial Day at the latest. Once you have ordered your teepee with us, you can start with your ground preparation. Your poles often come earlier than the teepee, so you can get them ready as well, and then take the time to watch our instruction videos on our website. Setting up a large teepee can take 5 to 7 hours if you do it for the first time without professional help. You will need 3 to 4 people and ladders. With professional guidance and capable workers on site, you can set up 3 teepees in a day. If you rather have professional assistance, we can point you to contractors who are trained to set up our teepees. You will need to fly them out to your location, lodge them, and pay for the daily fees. We are very thrilled to announce our collaboration with an independent company who's offering turnkey teepee villages of 5 teepees. The design, furniture, bedding, setup, and marketing is all being handled for you after an in-depth consultation session. Let us know if you're interested and we will put you in contact with them. If you do not use your teepees in the winter, we highly recommend that you take them down. It will definitely prolong the lifespan of your canvas covers. Capital Reef Resort, for example, has contracted a handyman who takes all of the 9 teepees down, inspects and repairs the covers during the winter, then stores them and puts them up again in the spring. The furniture is stored in their bathrooms and in the wagons, which are also closed up for the winter. The decks are covered with plastic. Everything is safe and dry until next season, and then they open in April and run through September and make $400,000 gross sales per year with their 9 teepees. If you cannot take your teepees down and you have a lot of snow in the winter, it would help the canvas if you could shovel the bulk of the snow off the cover. As raindrops and mice could find their way into the teepee when it is not occupied, we suggest that you protect the furniture with a plastic cover and place all beddings, pillows, rugs, and other soft items in plastic tubs. Now, what kind of maintenance is required for teepees and how to prevent mold issues? Teepees need TLC, and that is best done by assigning the responsibility for the teepees to a specific person. Looking out for the teepees mainly consists of moving dirt and debris away from the bottom of the canvas and making sure that high winds have not loosened the stakes or shifted the poles. It is also a good idea to inspect your covers once in a while for little rips caused by falling branches or by the rubbing of poles against the canvas. Once you see a weakness or rip in the canvas, it can be patched with fabric glue such as tear mender and a piece of fabric. Best is to do it from the inside. If you have a rain catcher, you might need to clean it once a year. To get to the inside top of a 24-foot teepee, you can use 6-foot scaffolding as a base for a ladder. We use painter's plastic to protect our furniture when we work inside or while the teepees are unattended. 100% cotton, even if it is sun-forger treated, can mold over time in wet and humid climates if the protective finish is not renewed. We recommend renewing the protection before mold even shows up. You can use a window washing stick and apply the product while the covers are up. If your covers got moldy, there are a variety of products that can clean them, and you will find all these details in our care instructions on our website teepee.com. With the introduction of a new polyester cotton fabric and our option to fully paint teepee covers, we now have found viable solutions to the mold and mildew issue of the past, which we are very, very happy about. What about cultural appropriation if using a teepee for glamping? Ever since we began our teepee making project in 1970, we have been focused on one main goal, and that is to help sustain the respect and appreciation for one small aspect of the Native American culture by making the teepee experience available to everyone. The teepee experience offers a way to become quiet, to become aware, to connect with nature, and to connect with ourselves. The more people that take the time to stop, to reflect, to listen, and to become conscious, the more we will have a world of peace, compassion, and cooperation. The Native Americans, who we ask about their perspective, do support the use of teepees as rented accommodation. They support the idea of using the teepee to bring humanity together, to educate and create understanding for each other. I talked with Chase personally, and I was most struck by his insight when he said, "This is the way towards healing, and those who cannot see this might be too invested in the fight." Campgrounds who offer teepee accommodation in a respectful and educational way give their guests the opportunity to experience and appreciate an aspect of the native culture and therefore add to the understanding and reverence of it. Our support goes far beyond the teepee donations to Native Americans in need. Since the Standing Rock protest in North Dakota, we have been deeply involved in long-lasting cooperations with some tribes. With the purchase of your teepee, you are directly contributing towards our ability to bring 4 Native young women through college, which is a $20,000 commitment for us every year for 4 years. You are also contributing to our effort to plant around 8,000 trees every year at the Pine Ridge Reservation. Just a few weeks ago, I wrote a check over $21,275 to Red Cloud Renewables, who will plant those trees for us. Last year, Red Cloud Renewable planted trees for us as well, and they sent us this little thank you note.
Thank you, Nomadic Teepees!
Well, I hope this was educational and informative to you and that I answered most of your questions. We at Nomadics, we have a philosophy where we say we don't sell teepees, we provide access to them. So if you feel that a teepee village is the right choice for your project, then we are obviously here to help you. We would love to help you, not just during the purchasing process, but also we'll troubleshoot your setup. We are here for maintenance questions and would love to hear your feedback over the years. Please call or email Tashina or myself, and we'll be happy to assist you and answer any further question you have or write your quote. We are here to help you out, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.